Now, it seems that Arsenal might be looking to another man when it comes to our attack, especially on that left-hand side. I think you might know who that man is. Let's get into it. What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. And today, it seems that there is some good news and there's bad news. I think I'll start off with the bad news. And I think we all know what the bad news is. And as an Arsenal fan, it pains me to say this, that Eberechi Eze looks like he's Spurs bound. Spurs don't have any other competition. And because it looks like that sale is going to go through, it looks like Mark Gahey won't be going to Liverpool, which is a bit of a plus to us because it means that our rivals are a little bit weaker. And that's what I want. I don't want them to be too strong. And they did look a bit sus when they played against Bournemouth. And I'm sure when we do go to Anfield, barring that we keep the solid defence we did against Manchester United, we can pick holes, but our attack needs some work. But I might get into that later on. But transfers, let's get into it. So, Fabrizio Romano, I think I did a good accent there. Let me know if I did. He actually broke news late night yesterday and I'm scrolling. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what is that? So I decided to check out the video. I have subscribed to him on YouTube, especially when it comes to this time of the year. This is where he gets the most love. And he did actually break the news that Inter Milan have pulled out of the race to sign Ademola Lookman. I don't think there was any other competition in Italy at the time. As we know, he plays for Atalanta, 27 years old. So what Romano did say, and to be honest, I clicked on to watch it because I saw the picture of Lookman and I could see a faint little glimmer of the Arsenal crest behind. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together and I made a lovely 4. And I kind of knew where this might go, and it did. He basically said towards the end of the little segment about Lookman that there's teams that may go from the Premier League, that his agents might be touting him, flaunting him to Premier League teams. And one of teams that might be interested in is Arsenal. And to my surprise, well, not really, because I know that we have been weak on the left-hand side. But let me know what you look at that. I'm so excited because I'm speaking about this potential transfer. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. Would you take Ademola Lookman? Some people might say, no, he's not the man I'm looking for. We should look for another person. But I do think this would be great as well. Let's go into a bit of his stats. And I did like his stats. And I did think his stats were particularly impressive in my opinion. So let's look. Ademola Lookman is 27 years old. He was born in the UK. I do believe that. I believe he was born in the UK, but he represents Nigeria, my hometown, my home country. Should I say town? My home country. So realistically, I should be putting some Maggi sauce in his name, Ademola Lookman. So he does represent for Nigeria. And to be honest, before this, I didn't really keep tabs on Lookman. I know he did play in the Premier League a bit, but when he came to the AFCON, the most recent AFCON we had, I thought, wow, this guy is a good player. He's a very good player. So let me just go into it. I'm actually on transfermarket.co.uk. And why is it every time when you need to get information, that's when all of a sudden your mouse starts playing tricks on you? So yeah, he's 27 years old. Yes, he was born in London. Like I said, he's a proper London boy, but he represents Nigeria. He plays as a second striker, but predominantly with Atalanta, he plays on the left. And one of the things that people might say is that, he plays for the Italian league, but you have to realize that Italian league is a top league. And I'm going to search something here. Top football leagues in the world. And let me see where Italia or Serie A is ranked. Obviously, you've got the EPL at the top. English Premier League. Let me go here and let me try and find it. Oh, look at that. Premier League is ranked the highest. Who is next? Serie A, then La Liga, then the French League, then the Bundesliga. So Serie A is ranked the top second league in the world. So if my man, Ademola Lookman, that plays for Atalanta, who in the 24-25 season had 31 domestic appearances, 15 goals and 5 assists. So that's a total of 20 goal contributions in 31 games. That's a good stat. That is good. That is good. That is good. I'm very, very pleased with that. His Champions League record, 7 appearances and 7 goal contributions, 7 out of 7. But what's more impressive, 5 of those 7 are goals. I think this is a player that definitely Arsenal should look to. And it was reported that in 2004, Arsenal were actually interested. 2024. Can you imagine 2004? 2004, he would have been, how old would Lookman? He was born in 97. He would have been 7 years old or something, isn't it? Can you imagine that? So in 2024, it looks like we did make inquiries for Ademola Lookman. So let's get into it a bit more. It says that Inter Milan were understood to be keen on adding the UEFA Europa League winner to the ranks in the window. However, it would appear that talks have broken down between Atalanta and Cristiano Chuvi's outfit. Lookman's future in European football has been shrouded in speculation since he played a key part in Atalanta's Europa League final triumph in 2024. And what this Court Offside article, this from Court Offside, fails to mention is the fact that this guy scored a hat-trick in the Europa League final. A lot of people do that. And the reason why I'm saying that, listeners, don't sleep on this guy. The reason I'm saying is that for somebody to score a hat-trick in a European final, that says to me that he's able to show up in big moments. And we need that. We need players. How many times last season did we need someone to step up? We always looked at Saka, but we couldn't rely on him all the time. So this is somebody I'd love to have in my team because it shows that he's willing to step up in the big matches and when it matters. The former Everton star infamously registered a hat-trick against Bayer Leverkusen, so they did mention it. I was just too quick. In a campaign that also saw Gian Piero Gasperini's side triumph over Liverpool en route to the final. I remember, you know what, and excuse my ignorance, when I heard about Atalanta, I thought, is that even a team? After when they beat Liverpool, it was impressive. Alfredo Pedula noted that whilst the move to Inter Milan is currently looking unlikely, there's always a possibility of a move abroad. However, linked outfit Arsenal have yet to escalate previously reported interest in Ademola Lookman. So like I said, Fabrizio Romano just said that it's most likely his agents are going to be shopping him to Premier League teams and basically saying, he's on for offer. Because unlike Johan Wissa, my guy handed in a transfer request to make it very clear, I want to leave. But apparently he is going to report back for training whilst he still looks for a move. And that is Ademola Lookman I'm talking about, not Wissa. No, not him. It is a story that is difficult to explain because it's also difficult to say that Zalaskui, who right now, as we are recording this, is undergoing his medical for Atalanta. The Inter and Atalanta concluded that this deal, without so much, have spoken about Lookman. Okay, so basically what they're trying to say is that looks like they've got somebody new on board, and because of that, Lookman seemed that he'll be able to go. It's hard to wrap up one's head around that. I don't think so. I think that Lookman can always end up going to Inter. There could also be an option to go abroad, but he's promised himself to Inter up till now. Last year, Arsenal were tracking him. I reported it last summer about Arsenal's interest, but as far as I know right now, at this minute, there's no offer from Arsenal. Wow. So it says here, Lookman can offer an option out wide where Arsenal are in greater need. And let's be honest, that's on the left-hand side. But he's primarily considered most effectively playing centrally, which is good because that's what we were looking for Eberechi Eze. Let's be honest, yes, I like both players, but I'll definitely go for Eze. Premier League proven, and we can see the impact of that. Look at Cunha and Mbuemo. Look how they've started. And the reason they've done so well is because they are acclimatized to this beast called the English Premier League. If they had come from Portugal or Spain, it'd have been a different experience for them. That's why for Victor Gyökeres, lay off for a bit, man. He's come from a league that's not as aggressive as the Premier League, although he did play in the Championship for a bit, so he should be somewhat used to it as well. So he's going to need a bit of time to settle in. But as for Ademola Lookman, let me know what you think in the comments. I think we should definitely go for this guy. I was actually watching a few clips of him. He does stay, wide. He does stay in wide positions. He can hug the touchline, but I do like the fact he does drift in centrally, which is good. And he does like to cut inside and shoot on his right foot. And there's plenty of goals he scored. Well, not plenty, I might be exaggerating, but a handful where he actually got into the box. Do you understand? As a second striker, and he just delivered an easy tap in. And quite a lot of the times we need players like Martinelli to do that, and sometimes he doesn't do that. That's one of the things that was so frustrating in the season just gone. How many times was Saka whipping a good ball and nobody was there? We experienced that too many times. So Ademola Lookman, I think, will be good. And the fact of the matter is, why I think will be even better, when Inter were interested, he was going for 50 million euros. So let's just do 50 million euro in GBP. That's 43 million. I think for 27-year-old, for somebody of his ability, I don't think that breaks the bank, in my opinion. I don't think it breaks the bank. I mean, for me, I'll go back to what he did in the final. What he did in that final, I was surprised that he wasn't snapped up. But Arsenal were looking at him, but Atalanta wanted to keep on to him, like keep hold of him. This guy, he's good. He's got good technical ability. He's got a pace about him. He's direct, and he's got good decision-making skills in the final third, something that Martinelli lacks. And I know it seems that we're getting on to Martinelli, but let's be honest, he's the weakest link. On Sunday, all of the attackers were not good. But we know that besides that, Saka's consistently good. Gyökeres is still getting up to speed. And Martinelli, quite frankly, he's had it. So personally, I think we should definitely go for Ademola Lookman. Another player we've been linked to is Antonio Semenyo, who suffered horrific racial abuse, but apparently the culprit has been caught. And I know there's going to be a ban and perhaps fines and other things to happen, but we're not talking about that. It's a nasty part of the game, but yeah, it is what it is, and it's not good at all, as me saying it as a black man. Anton Semenyo. So some people are saying, oh, he signed a new contract. He signed a 1-year extension. I do not see Bournemouth letting him go. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And I think they only let him go with an outrageous bid. Look what he did to Liverpool. Pretty much, I don't want to say single-handedly, but he was their best player, and Liverpool could not contain him. They couldn't handle him. Van Dijk and Konate, that second goal, individual effort, he smashed it from his half of the field. Bournemouth are not going to let him go. Ademola Lookman, I do think Arsenal will go for him. I do think Arsenal would go for him. I don't know whether Atalanta would entertain a loan, but I do think Arsenal should definitely go for him. I think the price is right. I do believe as the transfer window is coming to an end, knowing Burton is great buying skills so far, he might even be able to negotiate a slightly lower figure. Let's be honest, it looks like Eze is actually going to Spurs for 60 million. That's what it seems like, but I'm sure there's going to be add-ons, but we don't know unless if it's the whole 60 million plus the add-ons. Me nah know. But for me, I think we should definitely go for Ademola Lookman. And I do think he's going to be a great upgrade on that left-hand side, seeing that we are severely lacking on that left-hand side. We saw it during the pre-season matches, and definitely on Sunday it was glaring. Also to the fact that, yes, once again, everybody else was not any better anyway. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is this transfer dependent on outgoings? And a lot of people said that Arsenal need outgoings. We've only let go of Jorginho and Tierney, and I believe Tavares, which we didn't really make much money from. Arsenal do need to let go of some players. I think we should sell Trossard. No, sorry, I don't think we should sell Trossard. I will sell Martinelli. I will keep Reece Nelson. The little cameos he had in pre-season, he was much better than Martinelli. I don't know why Mikel Arteta just loves Martinelli. I don't know. Is it one of those things? Because I know he came to Arsenal when he was like 17, 18. You know, sometimes when you've got this father-son type of relationship, I don't get it. But yo, on the pitch, it ain't working. Let it go. Let's do something better, right? I will keep Reece Nelson. I will keep Trossard, but Trossard has been linked away to Fenerbahce, according to reports. He was linked to Fenerbahce. Fabio Vieira, Stuttgart are interested in him. They value him at 17 million. We want 25 million. I believe we'll probably meet somewhere in the middle, which is about 20 million. And our outgoings are just as important because we have been known to be terrible negotiators on the other side. So let's see how it goes. Zinchenko has been linked away, and I know his memoirs or his autobiography came out, and there were a few things where he was making a bit of a whinge that he's not getting to play much in XYZ. So it looks like he will be on the exit. And Reece Nelson, Fulham are interested in him. I think Arsenal should keep him. I would want the transfer window to shut, and I would still want to keep on to Reece Nelson. I think he's got much better. And he's got more to offer on that left-hand side, in my opinion. And Sambi Lokonga as well also needs to go. There's also news about Jakob Kivior. Our team's interested in him. Apparently, Crystal Palace. And if reports are true, just do a swap deal for Eze. What would be crazy? Can you imagine if Arsenal came in for Eze right now? I don't know. That would be the rope-a-dope of the century, isn't it? Like, acts like you're defeated and you just did a Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope to them and came for Eze. I was having suspicions that perhaps Arsenal are letting Spurs do the legwork and they just sweep in. But I don't know, man. I know I'm talking about the outgoings, but Eze going to Spurs, man. This is, I think, especially if it's a player that you're interested in, I think for the rivalry to make a statement, knowing that he can slot in. But I think also it could be the price as well, because 60 million, he's worth it. 27, I would say at 25, Arsenal would have definitely gone for it at age 25. But nevertheless, man, he's a talent. Look at the goal he had disallowed on Sunday. The Rocket, Eberechi Eze, he's a baller. He's so creative. He can unlock teams. And I was looking at Arsenal off the transition against Manchester United, and the transition play was bad. Odegaard was not releasing the passes. Sometimes he underhit it. Sometimes he overcooked it. It just wasn't right. But the one thing about Odegaard, I will say as a number 10 across all the Premier League, he's probably the hardest working number 10 when it comes to tracking back, pressing, dictating the press. He has that, and we know he has the skill. And I do think he's a bit rusty. A couple of games should get back into it. But yo, let me know what you think, man. Ademola Lookman. Should we be looking his way? Pun intended. All right, and I'll be back with another video. And if there's any more news about Ademola Lookman and other players, I'll let you know. Hit that subscribe button, help me out. I'm at 3K subscribers. Thank you so much. Let's keep the channel growing. And until then, peace.